Welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling one of history's most fascinating hypotheticals. Could an entire Roman legion, the ancient world's most formidable fighting force, defeat a single modern battle tank? Let's dive into this epic clash of ancient discipline versus modern firepower. First, let's understand what we're working with. At its height, a Roman legion consisted of approximately 5,000 highly trained soldiers, organized into cohorts and centuries with strict chain of command, armed with gladius, short swords, pila, javelins, and scutum, shields, supported by auxiliary troops including archers and cavalry, masters of formation fighting and battlefield discipline, equipped with siege weapons including ballistas and scorpions. These weren't just soldiers, they were professional warriors who conquered most of the known world, crossing deserts, mountains, and seas with remarkable efficiency. Their training, discipline, and adaptability made them nearly unstoppable against contemporary forces. On the other side, we have a single modern main battle tank. Let's use the M1A2 Abrams as our example, though results would be similar for most modern MBTs. 120 millimeter main gun capable of firing various ammunition types. Multiple machine guns, including a .50 caliber heavy machine gun. Composite armor virtually impenetrable by ancient weapons. Top speed of about 42 miles per hour, 68 kilometers per hour. On roads, thermal imaging, laser rangefinders, and advanced targeting systems. Crew of 4, commander, gunner, loader, and driver. This is 70 tons of modern engineering designed specifically to dominate battlefields against other advanced weaponry. If we imagine an open field battle with a legion in formation facing an Abrams tank, the outcome seems obvious. The tank's main gun could devastate entire formations with a single high-explosive round. Its machine guns could cut down hundreds of legionaries in minutes. Roman javelins, arrows, and even ballista bolts would bounce harmlessly off its armor. The tank could simply drive through formations at speed, breaking cohesion and crushing soldiers. In a direct face-to-face battle, it's not even close. The legion would suffer catastrophic casualties without inflicting meaningful damage. Romans weren't just brave, they were brilliant strategists and adaptive problem solvers. Let's consider some potential Roman tactics. Romans might lure the tank into forests, swamps, or narrow mountain passes, force it to cross rivers or unstable bridges, create ditches or obstacles to limit mobility. Romans excelled at siege warfare and could dig massive pit traps concealed with light coverings, create flooding to create mud that might bog down the tank, use their engineering skills to collapse terrain features onto the tank. A modern tank requires fuel. The Abrams burns about 10 gallons per hour when active. Ammunition, limited supply in the vehicle. Maintenance, tanks require regular maintenance to remain operational. Crew rest, a tank crew needs sleep and sustenance. The Romans could keep the tank constantly moving, forcing fuel consumption. Provoke it to waste ammunition on decoys. Wait for mechanical issues that they couldn't repair in the field. Exhaust the crew through constant harassment. While these tactics might sound promising, we should acknowledge some harsh realities. Tank crews are trained to avoid obvious traps. Modern tanks can operate in surprisingly difficult terrain. The psychological impact of seeing entire formations destroyed would be devastating to morale. Roman commanders would have no context for understanding the tank's capabilities. Most importantly, the technological gap is simply too vast. The Romans would essentially be fighting with sticks and stones against a mechanical god. If the Romans had any chance at all, it would require intelligence gathering, observing the tank from afar to understand its weaknesses. Overwhelming numbers, willing to sacrifice thousands to exhaust ammunition. Environmental warfare, creating terrain unfavorable to tank operations. Time, playing the long game, waiting for fuel depletion or mechanical failure. Their most realistic strategy would be to avoid direct confrontation entirely, tracking the tank from a distance and waiting for the crew to exit the vehicle for maintenance, rest, or when resources run out. Interestingly, history does provide examples of primitive forces overcoming advanced technology. Afghan fighters disabling Soviet tanks with clever traps during the Soviet-Afghan War. Vietnamese forces creating effective countermeasures against American armor. Various indigenous forces adapting to fight technologically superior colonial powers. However, these examples involve much smaller technological gaps and, crucially, modern understanding of the technologies they were fighting against. So could a Roman legion defeat a modern battle tank? In a direct battle, absolutely not. Through exceptional strategy, perfect terrain exploitation, and immense sacrifice, still probably not. The Romans were history's masters of adaptation, but some gaps in military technology are simply too vast to overcome through tactics alone. A modern battle tank represents not just an advancement in weaponry, but a fundamental transformation in the physics and possibilities of warfare that would be completely alien to ancient minds. What do you think? Could the Romans find a way? Or is this simply too much of a mismatch? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this historical hypothetical, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos exploring fascinating what-if scenarios throughout military history.